Hello everyone, it's Charlton. All right, so there's a more accurate version of what happened that evening, Thursday night, 10 o'clock at the Southside Flats where Botham Jean lived on the 4th floor, and Amber Guyger is getting off of, now it's being reported that she had just worked a 15-hour shift and she parked on the wrong level garage, the 4th floor, the 4th level garage. She lives on the 3rd floor. But she obviously made a mistake, and so she gets out of her car to go to her apartment, doesn't realize she's on the 4th floor. All the floors look the same. They have the same painted hallways, the tan concrete floors, excuse me, and the doorways do look similar. The door numbers are not marked on the door, but they are on like a light fixture, an elongated light fixtures. That's to the left of the door, I believe, and you can see it in the videos of the hallways. It's lit up, and they actually have a picture in one of the reports, and you can see for each one, the door number for that particular unit is lit up, to the left of the door. So, but she went to the door that is immediately above the floor where she lives, thinking it's own apartment. We understand, we know the story by now. Enters the unit, and actually she was able to enter the unit. That's what's different. And I had thought this all happened at the doorway, and that there was, she was trying to get into a door that she couldn't, and could hear somebody on the other side of the door, and maybe the Botham Jean opened the door, and that's where the altercation happened. That's not true. She actually, according to this report and some anonymous source from the police department that spoke to the Dallas Morning News, she did enter the unit because it was unlocked. It wasn't locked by the person, by Botham Jean. And so she puts in her key, and even if it turns orange, the handle still turned because it was unlocked. And so it worked, it didn't have to work. So she goes into the unit, the lights are off, she sees a person, and thinks her unit is being burglarized. She pulls her weapon, fires two times, and I think one or both of those shots hit him right in the chest, which eventually kill him. He bleeds to death, I don't know if it's, he was taken to, I think it's the Baylor University Medical Center or Baylor Medical Center, but he did die either on the way there or at the hospital. She literally in the 911 call is saying, I went to the wrong apartment, and is apologizing to the individual, is saying, I'm so sorry to the guy, is heard over the 911 call. I didn't hear that, that's what's reported, but it's in quotes, her saying, I'm so sorry, and her saying, I went to the wrong apartment, both things, in quotes, on the 911 call to, immediately following the incident. And so the whole thing of some of the neighbors reporting, hearing, open up, I guess that's just, I don't know, bad information or what. But this is the latest version. She has been charged with manslaughter. And I think the family, according to reports, the mother just wants to know, more than anything else, she wants to know what happened. And I fully believe that completely, that she just wants to know what happened more than anything else. And, but she is unhappy with the amount of information that's been provided to the family. So, but she has been charged with second or manslaughter, which is a second-degree felony. It could be up to 20 years in prison, $10,000 fine. But the DA, Faith Johnson, I believe, Faith Johnson said she could face more serious charges. Ultimately, it's going to be decided by the grand jury, and whether a more serious or additional charges will be brought. So, the investigation was handed over to the Texas Rangers. Hall, the chief of police of the Dallas Police Department, said the reason they did that is to basically eliminate any bias concerns of the department investigating itself. Some people thought that was a way to slow down the process. Typically, when the Texas Rangers investigate, they do things slower, and they're much more tight-lipped. There's less transparency in terms of what they release to the public. So some thought that was a way of buying some time for the individual, that she was getting preferential treatment so that she could get her finances in order, so that when they did bring charges, she would be able to post bond quickly, which she did. So when they arrested her Sunday around 7 o'clock, with a $300,000 bond, she was able to post it pretty quickly, and she was released within an hour. So, But I will say, in terms of the door, because my parents have rental properties. I was just there this week, and I'm going there tomorrow for the air conditioner, which is still an issue. But that's beside the point. But they actually they have similar locks, and it's a similar type of layout in terms of multi-unit facility, where everything looks very the same. You get confused in those places, in the hallways. You don't even know which side of the building you're on when you're in it, and the front door locks to the unit is an issue. For instance, my parents have a couple units in that place from one building to the next. In the first building, the locks are different than the second building, because in the first building, they're actually self-closing doors. They are throughout the entire community, but in the first building, the doors, they're self-closing and they lock on their own. So basically, if you step out of the doorway and you don't have your keys on you, you're going to get locked out, because the doors are self-closing and they lock immediately. But in the second building, the builder learned from that, and they changed the locks on the second building. So in the second building, you literally have to lock the door yourself with your key when you leave, in order to lock the door, so that you can't get yourself locked out. So, I mean, that's almost like what it sounds like, that in order to lock those doors, I don't know that for sure, but it sounds like you would actually have to lock them from the inside. If when you get home, you may do that, or you lock them on your way out, if you understand what I'm saying. But like on the first building, I get calls all the time from tenants where they lock themselves out. And the only way you can stop the door from locking on its own when it closes, and it's a self-closing door, like it's so heavy, it just automatically closes, and it's designed to do that. It has like one of those things up at the top that closes it. But there's a little thing like in here, like a little button you push in order to basically make it so that it won't lock once it closes. But in building 2, because they learned that, because they kept getting complaints of homeowners locking themselves out of their own home, they changed the lock system altogether, so that you literally have to lock the door with your key when you leave in order to lock it. But, so when you get home, if you don't lock that door, it's open. And that could be what it was with this individual. All right, well, that's the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.